Brittany Griner was in a Russian prison. You would think that somebody who is now free, back in America on home soil, would not have too much to complain about.
Have you noticed some of Brittany Griner's strange behavior around WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert? Many fans believe this could be the real reason why she's still in the league.
Brittany Griner made news. And Brittany Griner made news the other day because why?
So, Stephen A. Smith just shook up the whole WNBA conversation by calling out what he sees as the league's woke agenda. And honestly, his words hit hard. Stephen A. has built his career on speaking bluntly, never sugarcoating things, and never backing down from controversy. When he speaks, people listen. What really sparked this firestorm is how he connected Brittany Griner's behavior and the league's protection of her. Over the last few seasons, fans have noticed some strange on-court moments from Griner, from aggressive fouls and random elbows to heated outbursts and social media rants. The list of questionable actions has only grown. Stephen A. Sharp criticism made fans look at those moments in a whole new light. Suddenly, the questions got louder. Why is the league so determined to keep her front and center? Is it about talent, or is there more going on behind the scenes? And that's where the tension lies. Too many, it feels like the WNBA bends its own rules when it comes to Brittany. Instead of accountability, they see protection. Instead of consequences, they see excuses. For critics, this raises serious doubts about fairness, consistency, and the future credibility of the league itself. At the end of the day, Stephen A.'s explosive comments didn't just target Brittany Griner. They exposed a bigger issue that has left fans divided and the WNBA scrambling for answers.
Griner, who was imprisoned in Russia, in a man's prison, which I had no
is under fire for extremely aggressive behavior portrayed toward Caitlin Clark, the rookie from last year, the one that has everybody's focus in the WNBA. And this incident has, of course, gone viral online, but also sparked up some other skeletons in Brittany's closet that she probably wants to stay.
For the past few weeks, Brittany Griner has been under fire from WNBA fans for her questionable behavior toward other players on the court. But what really sent conspiracy theories flying was Stephen A. Smith's recent comments about her during an interview on the Valuetainment podcast. The subject of Griner's treatment of other players, especially Caitlin Clark, came up, and the hosts didn't hold back. Stephen and the other guests blasted Griner, calling her a bully, ungrateful, and undeserving of all the support the league and the country had given her. The real shock came when Stephen mentioned having documents that supposedly revealed details about Griner's DNA, and it wasn't what people were expecting. According to reports, when Griner was imprisoned in Russia, she was required to undergo several medical tests. What was never made public, however, is that one of those tests allegedly included DNA analysis. Those results, according to the claims, suggested Griner carried unexplained traits that might account for some of the unusual behavior fans have noticed on the court. For years, rumors have swirled about Griner's athletic abilities being far beyond what you would normally expect, even for someone of her height and build. But what fans find even harder to explain is her consistent aggression on the court. Teammates have reportedly been injured during routine training sessions, while opponents often leave games with bruises from her elbows. Many point to the viral clips of her fouling Caitlin Clark as proof. Of course, basketball can get heated and physical, but critics argue that the damage left behind after Griner's games seems excessive compared to other players. But that still doesn't explain why other players walk away with unexplained injuries, while Griner herself always seems unharmed. Unless, of course, she has a different kind of genetic makeup that gives her a physical advantage over everyone else. This is exactly why men's and women's sports have always been kept separate, because males and females naturally have different genetics. These differences affect weight, height, speed, stamina, recovery time, and overall agility. So if one player shows traits that set them apart physically from everyone else, what does that really mean? It didn't take long for fans to start connecting the dots. Suddenly, all of Griner's old viral moments, the ones people brushed off at the time, started to make more sense. Take, for example, the infamous poolside video. Many questioned why Instagram never flagged it as nudity, even though it showed Griner shirtless in public. Let's be honest, if any random woman had posted the same video, it would have been taken down immediately for violating platform guidelines. And that's where things got even more controversial. Stephen A. Smith reportedly got hold of those DNA records, and he hasn't exactly kept quiet about them. In a recent interview, Stephen gave his unfiltered opinion on Griner, leaving fans both shocked and confused. And when he brought up her time in Russian prison, it sounded like he was being extra careful, almost as if he knew more than he was willing, or even allowed, to say publicly.
Remembering who they let out to get her back on American soil. The Merchant of Death. An arms dealer that wanted to kill American citizens, according to the reports. That's who they let out for her. You would think that you would be smiling, you would be ecstatic, you would be happy, and something like this wouldn't faze you at all. The fact that it does is disturbing. I'll leave it at that.
Now, as most of you already know, Brittany was part of a high-profile exchange for Victor Bout, the infamous Merchant of Death. That trade was already controversial because, on the surface, it didn't add up. Brittany was only convicted of carrying cannabis, while Victor Bout was a notorious arms dealer accused of plotting attacks against innocent people. Too many, it seems strange that a basketball player charged with smuggling a little weed could be swapped for someone considered one of the most dangerous men alive. Clearly, something deeper was going on, and according to Stephen A., that suspicion wasn't far from the truth. In his interview, Stephen implied that Brittany's release wasn't just about international negotiations, but about protecting certain secrets. He repeatedly stressed that Brittany should be grateful, which made fans wonder if the WNBA itself had played a role in shielding her. The running theory is that if Brittany had stayed in that Russian prison any longer, the truth about her real medical records, not the carefully edited version that allowed her into the leg, might have been exposed. Fans online even echoed Stephen's points, with comments like, "I don't usually agree with Stephen A., but he nailed it here," and another saying, "If Griner is female, then why was she placed in a Russian men's prison?" But Stephen didn't stop there. He also blasted Brittany for a rant she once made about the WNBA and its fans. A quote that's been floating around online shows Brittany painting a very negative picture of the league. She reportedly said, "WNBA games used to be a chill, quiet place where you could bring your laptop, relax, maybe even get some work done. But now there are large groups of people actually watching us play. Some of them are yelling crazy stuff, putting unfair pressure on us to score, like we're just there for their entertainment, and that's gross." She allegedly went on to add, "The whole thing is toxic. I saw a man with his daughter in the stands, both of them yelling. I couldn't make out if it was about my performance or just some light racism, but it was definitely one of the two."
Fans in every sport. She described the fan. Yeah. It doesn't matter what sport you are. It doesn't matter what sport you pick. That's how fans act in every arena.
The entire situation honestly sounded like something straight out of a comedy skit. And to be fair, the original post making the rounds was from a meme account known for satire. But the wild part is that even though it started as a joke, it actually reflected what a lot of people were already thinking. Stephen A. Smith took that same perception and cranked it up to a whole new level. He argued that if Brittany truly felt that way about the league, then she wasn't just disrespecting the sport itself. She was disrespecting the very fans who paid to watch her play and the fellow athletes who put their hearts into every game. But here's where things get even more interesting. Stephen A. didn't just show up with rumors or speculation. He claimed to have actual documents backing what fans had whispered about for years. According to him, Brittany Griner might be in direct violation of one of the WNBA's most fundamental eligibility rules. And if that's true, then everything about her career could be called into question. It's no surprise, then, that Brittany seems to be spiraling under the weight of these accusations. Both on and off the court, she's been lashing out in ways fans can't ignore. We all saw the meltdown when she was fouled out by Caitlin Clark. Brittany snapped so hard that she appeared to shout a slur at Caitlin in the heat of the moment. Some fans claimed they heard her say "white effing girl," while others insisted she actually said "whack effing call." Brittany herself later claimed she didn't remember what came out of her mouth in that instant, but the damage was already done, and the clip had already gone viral.
Brittany, a few weeks ago, you fouled out of an Indiana Fever game. Cameras caught you saying something on the bench. It's hard to tell what you said. Can you tell us what you said?
I remember fouling out being mad. I remember fouling out on, I believe it was Howard driving to the basket. They said I put my hand in. But hey, you never really had to look really shady, so.
But what did you say?
I really can't remember what I said, honestly.
If I showed you the video, would that help?
No, it wouldn't help.
It wouldn't help?
But the damage had already been done. And with all the rumors piling up, Brittany is starting to look pettier by the minute. As if that weren't enough, new claims are surfacing that she's being protected by the league itself as part of their so-called woke agenda. Think about it. If Russian officials were able to discover so much from just a handful of tests, how come the WNBA never conducted its own investigation? Could it be because they already knew the truth about Brittany's DNA and chose to protect her to avoid the massive backlash that would follow? Now, to be fair, none of these claims have been officially confirmed, but whether these leaked documents are real or just internet smoke, people are definitely taking them seriously. Social media has been flooded with hot takes. One user wrote, "Make her pay back every penny she earned under false pretenses." Another even suggested this could be seen as identity theft or falsifying documents. And it doesn't stop. Their fans are now combing through Brittany's past behavior, trying to connect the dots. One pointed out, didn't any of her teammates ever find it odd that she never dressed down? After years of playing together, that would have raised a red flag for me. Meanwhile, Stephen A. Smith isn't backing down. If anything, he's doubling down, hinting that this isn't just about Brittany, but also about the people and organizations that may have knowingly protected her. If this DNA leak turns out to be real, the WNBA could be facing the biggest scandal in its history. And the worst part, it seems like Brittany is being set up to take the fall for everything. From the outside, it looks like she's spiraling, scrambling to cover her tracks before more information comes out. But what do you guys think? Is this just another round of wild social media speculation, or is there truly more to Brittany Griner than meets the eye? And what about Stephen A.'s bold approach? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and then check out this next story.